Hello guys, welcome back to your ninth tutorial. Now in this tutorial I'll tell you a bit more about the integer array and about the character arrays, right? Character arrays are represented as strings. They are referred to as strings in C++, right? So what if I want to take my name and store it somewhere, right? So I cannot store my name in a single character because, well, it's not a single character, it's 5 characters actually. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and we can create a character array just like that, similar to the integer array. The declaration part is similar. All right, char name 20. Now if we try to use the for loop for reading the name, there won't be a problem unless we enter a space, because for loop, the cin statement does not detect a space, right? So if you enter a space, that the code will basically skip the rest of it and it will end, right? So that's the problem with in case of characters. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and use another function called puts or gets. There are two functions, gets and puts, just like we have cout and cin. Gets is for cin and puts is for cout, right? So for that we need to include conio.h, right? Conio.h. So again, we'll just go ahead, we'll write enter your name. Again, we don't need to use only gets and puts in a program. We can use a combination of everything, right? Enter your name. Spelling mistakes again. So let's go ahead and use gets and store it in name, right? So this is the syntax of gets and the name of the array where it needs to be stored, right? Gets basically is get string. Okay, so that's what will happen. Again, we'll write cout and l, your name is, we'll go ahead and we'll write puts of name. So let's go ahead and check if the code is right or not. Akib and your name is Akib, just like that. You know, that's basically what character arrays are. Okay, so now what if I want to store my name and a number simultaneously, like when I say 1 it should be my name, when I say 2 it should be the other person's name, right? So what we are talking about is similar to a matrix basically. You know what the matrix, right? A 2 by 2 matrix, or maybe 3 by 3 matrix. What happens is we have rows and columns. So maybe we have 1 2 3 4 as one column, and the 1 and keep 2 and your name, 3 and your friend's name, just like that. So again, when we write a matrix, we write it in a two dimension, right? Matrix is the 2D figure. So that's what we can implement with arrays as well. Arrays can be one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional. There's no limit. You can even create a 10 dimensional array with, there has been no use detected for an array in more than 3 dimensions, but C++ does not stop you from thinking high, right? So what this basically means is, when I say name of 0, I can store one name. When I say name of 1, I can store another name. When I say name of 3, I can store another name, and like that I'll keep going, right? So the number of characters here is basically the total number of names which I can put, and each name is of 20 characters, right? That's what it means. 5 by 20, a matrix of order 5 by 20, so in total there will be 100 characters, right? 20 into 5, each name having maximum of 20 characters. So that's the basic use in which you can implement various names in a single line. You don't have to create separate character arrays for all. You can just combine both of these two and create something, right? So yeah, I wanted to tell you something about matrices in this one, right? So the 2D arrays are mostly used to solve matrix problems, matrix addition, matrix multiplication and all that. So let's go ahead and just make a simple program to maybe add two matrices or something, right? So let me just make two matrices 2 by 2. I'll keep it simple. You can go ahead and try bigger ones. No one is stopping you to, right? And we'll need one more to store the final result, right? Again 2. That's it. So there are three matrices. Again we'll need a loop, two variables, So let's go ahead and ask the user, uh, enter the first matrix. Right. So we'll need loops for taking the input I is equal to 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus. You can also go ahead, you can ask them for the number of, for the order of the matrix. So you can use I less than n or m. If they give a m by n matrix, you can have I less than m and I less than n and something like that. Okay. So j is equal to 0, j is less than 2 again, j plus plus. Here what we'll do is we'll just take the input a of I and j, just like that. Right. So what this basically does is for a general matrix like 0 0 0 1 0 2, then 1 0 1 1 1 2, and like that. Right. So we'll need the same exact loop for b. We can just go ahead, we can paste it right here, and we can write b. Right. So we have taken two matrices. Let's go ahead and calculate the sum. So again we'll need this exact loop for that. What we'll do is instead of c in, we'll write c of ij is equal to a of ij plus b of ij, right? So we are storing the values in another matrix called c, and what we can do is we can just go ahead and see out that matrix right here, c of ij. Now this will not look very beautiful because it will just print all the elements in a single line. Anyways, let's go ahead and try it out once. There's no harm in trying. So there we go, 2 3 4 5. Did I not give the command for second? Okay, so this is the second matrix element, 6 7 8 and 9. There we go. The sum is something, as I said, it will not be very clear, but if you can see, 6 plus 2 is 8, so 5 plus 7 is 12, and it's working properly, right? So let's go ahead and try to make the output a bit more appropriate. So again what we can do is we can just go ahead and enter slash t right here in double quotes and end l, end l. Alright, let's try it one more time. Oh, wait, better let us also give the command to enter the second matrix, right? Enter the second matrix. Alright, now we can go ahead and execute. Enter the first matrix, 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 maybe. So that's where we get 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 5 plus 4 is 9. So that's the output, right? That's what the two-dimensional arrays are mostly used for. So you can go ahead, you can try out subtraction, multiplication, making output a bit more beautiful. That's about it for the arrays. As of now, we have dealt with almost all the basics which are needed, and from the next tutorial we'll move on to a bit more advanced stuff like structures and classes, right? So I'll tell you everything about it. Just make sure you have learned everything I've taught you so far, because we'll be using all that which we have learned till now in a single code, right? We'll be using functions, we'll be using arrays, we'll be using if statements, maybe switch case, and everything whichever I've taught you till date, loops and all, the variable declarations, everything in a single code, right? Go ahead, practice a bit. I've added a few programs for you in this sheet attached, so go ahead, try them out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.